Hey there, kids. How's it going? You know, I uploaded a video yesterday, which was March 18th, 2025. And I was talking, the title of it was saying, it's titled Married to Medicine, Some People Need to Be Rebuked. And I was talking about Dr. Heavily and how it's like she just seems she seems to get worse and worse, I guess, each season. And I said that, man, Dr. Heavily is really no better than the Bad Girls Club. The only difference is that they fight. They physically fight and Dr. Heavily don't. But that mouth is vicious. Like, that's a soul sucker right there. Like, that when you're that vicious towards people, you literally kind of, especially when you know it's going to affect them, and sometimes it's hard not to affect people. You already know what would be the reason. What is the reason? And I'm going to get to because I don't saw some stuff. I never watched the Zeus Network before. It's just not my cup of tea. I mean, I watch other things, but Zeus, I'm older. Like, I'm older, like half a century. And so I know people that age watch Zeus and all that stuff, but I just feel like it's just, I'm not interested. I'm not interested. Those people are young enough to be my kids. Like, I'm not interested in watching them, carry on like that, But at first I saw some title of somebody doing a reading on why two people from the Zeus Network died. And then I happened to look at, I saw a title from Lovey T that she uploaded today. And I'm still in the process of watching it. But that video that she uploaded today about something the plumber, and somebody else died on Zeus Network, from Zeus Network died, but they're still airing episodes. And so, Lovely T played a whole bunch of videos about how even young folks like Gen Zs are talking about this is demonic. Zeus Network is demonic. Like millennials and Gen Zs are talking about how demonic it is, how demonic the Zeus Network is. Like, when you get those kids that get into everything, I don't mean to call them kids, they still grown, they in their 20s. But when you get them like, and they into everything and they get to call the Zeus Network demonic, that's some serious stuff right there. And talking about the prayer that Natalie Nunn does. That's what Lovely T was talking about, the prayer that Natalie Nunn does at the start of the episode, I guess, and then she gets them to start fighting or some stuff like that. The point I'm getting at is it's getting a little too dark. Listen, I'm going to have to I'm going to have to discriminate here. I don't want that energy around. I don't want to. I don't like that energy. I don't want it to be a part of my universe. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I don't think people understand that when you keep allowing. This is what I was talking about. And I was just talking about Heavenly. I didn't know stuff was this bad with TV. I was just talking about Heavenly. Shoot, what Heavenly did is like not even is like probably a piece of cake, not bad at all compared to, I guess, what's been going on the Zeus Network. I didn't know it was that bad because I don't watch it. But like I say, Heavenly's words cut, so she might not be hitting anybody. But her words, the way she attacks people is almost like she's a soul sucker. It's like she's taking their souls. Okay, so that's what I meant with Dr. Heavenly, and people want to let her get away with it, saying you have to have tough skin. But no, you can't go that court. Like what Dr. Heavenly does is she goes below the belt. She like literally goes after your soul. Like, Heavenly goes after your soul. Okay, that's what she does. Going back to Lovely T and the Zeus Network stuff, and she was playing these clips of people talking about how they're showing episodes of people who had already died. Listen, that almost sounds like necromancy. And I'm not into all that. I'm not into it. No, I'm not into it. That's not something for me. I'm not trying to talk about anybody who is in it, but at the same time, I'm at the point where I'm just going to start having to discriminate. You know how how people like to talk about racism, how some white people don't want to be around black people, how some black people don't want to be around white people, or such and such and such, or how people just like to segregate themselves. At this point, I'm having to discriminate. I'm at the point where I don't even think people should. The freedom of practicing whatever you want to practice shouldn't even happen anymore. Literally. Because that sounds like a little bit of necromancy to me. That sounds like some witchcraft. To know that people have died and you play the episodes for everybody to look at them and they have died already, that sounds like witchcraft. And I'm at the point where, no, I don't respect it. I don't respect it. See, I was the person that people have the right to do whatever they want to do. I was not against voodoo. But see, I see the way this energy is always being used to do nasty stuff, to open the gates of hell even further like that. Like, what was that saying, that hell has enlarged itself? Hell has enlarged itself, and it's this type of stuff right here. This type of witchcraft going on is causing hell to widen itself so much. It's to the point where, no more freedom. No more freedom because your heart is ugly. Like, you can't, it's almost like this stuff needs to be banned. I hate to say it, but people are not responsible. Like, this stuff it's like it needs to be banned. That type of practice needs to be banned now. I know some people are, oh no, because they into it and they're quiet about that stuff. I'm not saying they haven't hurt anybody, but they're quiet about their stuff. They don't let the whole world know about what they're doing. You know, that's more of the old school priestesses and witches right there. They're not letting everybody know what they're doing. And it's unfortunate that because of this right here, something needs to be banned. See, I said this before about the transgender movement. Because they have gotten out of control and they terrorized women, now it might need to be banned, because now they got out of control, terrorizing women and being very abusive to women when women were the ones supporting them, and they turned around and became very abusive and just invading women's spaces and daring women to have anything to say about it. Like, if a woman have anything to say about it, they're going to be attacked. Okay, they're going to be beat down, and the woman can't complain because society, the law is going to see it as another woman fighting another woman instead of another man. In the last administration, that is. Okay, and so it gets to the point where, yeah, it's unfortunate that not everybody is doing like diabolical stuff, but when it gets like that out of control, it's like, does it need to be banned? Like, does this stuff need to be banned now? You know, like, this is crazy as heck. I didn't know it was that bad though. Yeah, I'm wanting the and I know I come from a different world, and so sometimes the problems that we see down here come from somewhere a little higher. But I'm at the point where I'm not interested in the freedom being allowed to do these type of things and everybody practicing their own different stuff. When it's hurting other folks, there should be no freedom. When your practice involves hurting other people, I can see protecting yourself, but then there's one thing to protect yourself, and then there's another thing of just doing this type of stuff right here. This is the type of stuff right here I believe that would get this type of witchcraft banned. I can honestly see in the not too distant future that witchcraft is going to be banned. I know it's a lot of witchcraft in the church too. I think deception is going to be banned. How about maybe deception needs to be banned? Because here's the thing right here, the thing with the church. A lot of times, a lot of people are not interested in Jesus and all this stuff. It's because they know that a lot of stuff has been plagiarized, and they know there's a lot of deception there, and they know that they feel they might be giving praise toward an energy that they don't want to give energy to. So like I'm tired of the deception altogether. It's time for the truth to come in. And when the truth comes in, there's not going to be any room for anybody. Is like, no, that needs to be it. That needs to be the standard for society, because we do have a creator, and that creator have rules for us. Okay, that creator, if that's our creator, I'm talking about the real, the mother. I'm not talking about Anunnaki, the mother. I want to be clear that I'm talking about the mother. I'm not talking about Anunnaki. Our real creator is the mother, the great mother. And there's a standard of living. There's a real standard, because the great mother is perfect. So there is a standard of living. And if you can't, it has to be, it can't be in the freedoms. Like right now, people are going in so many different directions. They doing every single thing. And people are like, well, they have that right to practice what they want to practice. No. Look how many people get hurt behind them wanting to practice what they want to practice. So no, it should not be allowed. That's like saying, here, that's like saying that a person who is a serial killer and go to different people's houses shooting and doing things, it's like saying they shouldn't go to prison or you shouldn't take their guns. Like, no, that person should not be allowed to practice anymore, period. Anybody who's caught doing that type of stuff, hurting folks that's not hurting them, that's not doing anything to them, and they are using baneful magic like that against people for whatever reason, it should be banned. They should never be allowed to ever practice that again, ever. Okay? Because they have definitely helped hell to enlarge itself, other than the Pope, opening those portals or whatever. I didn't even watch that stuff with the Pope opening those portals. I didn't even watch it. I don't need to look at stuff like that. I'm not going to give energy to stuff like that. I pay attention to where I'm trying to go. I don't have time to be looking at that. If that's not something that I want to happen in my reality, going in my reality, then I got to focus on where I want to be, what I want my reality to be. That's what I need to focus on. I can't be looking at Pope opening up portals and stuff like that. I can't look at that. I can't get into it. But anyway, yeah, listen. It's really time for the Great Mother to come back and go on to take over. And when the Great Mother and the Divine Feminine completely rise up, there's no freedom of any other practice. That's just what it is. And if people want to practice whatever they want to practice, they can just stay in this lower vibration if they want to. Okay? But they need to understand that these planes of existence is going to be completely removed. And they're going to be no more. They're not going to exist anymore. Okay, like this can't work. Like I didn't know, I never watched Zeus. But when I did that upload yesterday about Dr. Heavenly, and I said, like, man, the Bad Girls Club, I used to watch the Bad Girls Club. Was Natalie Nunn on season 1? And now she's on this show called Baddies. Or did she the producer of the show Baddies? I don't know. I don't know if Natalie Nunn was on season 1 of the Bad Girls Club, but I watched the I think I watched the first few seasons of Bad Girls Club, because I was like in my 20s, early 30s around that time. But as I got older, I didn't want to see stuff like that anymore, Yeah, it is something else. I didn't know that they were that bad when after watching Lovely Tea, I saw how really diabolical it was. Like, man, that's some crazy stuff. People died and they still showing the episodes with them on it as if they still alive. That sounds like some necromancy or something. Like, that sound crazy as heck. Like, this is when they should be banned. And because people say, well, they have the right to press. No, they shouldn't have the right. No, they should not have the right. When you say people have the right, like when some folks, like if I get online and say, oh, I want this group of people to all die, and I got the right to say it because it's my freedom of speech. But you get online, especially if you have a huge following. Like if I only have 150 people that's going to listen to me, that's not really getting out there into the ethers like that. But it's still bad to say. It's still not good to put out there, but it's not really out into the ether. But when you have somebody with a huge following and they get out there with their mouth and they say, I want this group of people gone, terminated, and you make video after video after video after video talking about how you hate this group of people, how you don't like this group of people, and whatever, and it's constantly going out there into the ethers, that's when freedom of speech, that particular type of speech needs to be banned. Because when you got to be accountable for the words you say. See, I'm not into all this freedom. There's too much freedom going on around here, and there's too much lack of accountability. There's too much irresponsibility going on. It's too much going on. It's too much freedom. It's almost like some of these freedoms can't be allowed. But anyway, that is it. I just felt like talking about that really quickly. People, the real creator needs to come back and take over, and the great mother will, and take over, and this needs to be all cleaned up, and there's going to have to be a standard of living. There's not going to be people going rogue and doing what they want to do, talking about their freedom to do this and that. No, there's going to be a standard. It's going to be a standard, okay? But with that being said, I'll talk later.